Welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. Episode 124 is brought to you by Nate, one of our newest Patreon patrons. This week, Sergio and I will be giving our weekly progress report with New Horizons, discussing some things we haven't tried in the game, and giving you the latest news updates that are coming to New Horizons. So to begin, hello Sergio, how you doing?
Hello, Chewy. I'm doing pretty amazing. It's been a great week. What about you?
I'm doing well, and I just gotta say, I went to your place yesterday, and I saw it very early in our days together, and then it's just a completely different place. I didn't even recognize it. It's insane how much you've done. Is that why it's amazing?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I did want to check in with you again. Have you've recorded all of your footage, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, but where is it? When can I watch it? I want to see you go through and actually lay down the paths, because also the path that you have, it has transparent background, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's how you kind of did a lot of the angled portions of the path.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, it's insane. It is completely insane, because you would have had to make a lot of that on your own, right?
Right, and that was one of my biggest, I want to say, gripes in New Leaf. I had very similar paths. They were like wooden floor looking, but they were all straight. It was like a grid. And
Mm-hmm.
I knew if we had transparency, that was the first thing I was gonna do in New Horizons, have diagonal paths.
Yeah, and I just want to say too, I called the transparency thing a long time ago. I was just like, I really hope that we have a transparent color for our patterns,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Just because it's so annoying. That's the big thing that turned me off of the paths in New Leaf, was just that you had to go through and change the colors every single time, and it was really annoying. And I mean it's more annoying if you actually
Oh, yeah.
have to find a pattern that works for the season, but if you make your own, it's a little bit less annoying because you can just choose that color in the color palette and then swap it out,
Yes, that's right.
So it was easier, but if you played New Leaf, if you downloaded a pattern from a QR code, there was no way to edit that pattern at all. What you got was what you had. There was nothing you could do with it outside of that.
Yes.
And the biggest bummer with that is that people ask me a lot of the time, where I got my llama shirt in New Leaf, and I'm like, listen, I wish I knew, because I don't, and I really, really would love to have that shirt in this game, especially with the new designs that we have that kind of don't make it all pixely anymore. They
Yes.
what's the word I'm looking for?
They have like a filter that makes it look a little crisper.
Yeah, they just straighten out those edges and everything,
Yes.
and make it nice and clean, and I love it so much. But yeah, I guess I didn't expect to get thrown off and go into paths right away, but there's so much with this game, and honestly, your town is incredible. I'm amazed with how amazing it is.
Thanks.
I guess I did want to ask this too, since we're already kind of into it. Did you achieve a 3-star rating with Isabel yet, or a 5-star rating, or have you looked at that at all?
I have looked, and so far I have a 2-star rating, but I think it's because of the amount of villagers I have.
Okay.
Because she didn't mention any negatives, thankfully. I was concerned that she was gonna say, "Oh, you have way too many things outside," and she still might, but so far it's looking good.
Yeah, and I have a 1-star rating, and it kind of hurt a little bit. I was like, "What?" And then she kind of reads you some feedback from a character, and what's fun about the feedback is that you can guess who said it sometimes.
Yes.
And the one, I forget what they said exactly, but it was definitely a special character who said it. It was I want to say it was Pascal, not Pascal. It was Gulliver or something. But I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's what was weird, because I was like, this doesn't sound like my villagers. This sounds like
Yeah.
like a special character, essentially. But regardless, I got hit with the 1-star rating, and I'm just like, What? And it's for sure villagers because I have 6, I think, right now. Um,
Mhm.
and so apparently that's not enough. They want more bustling a town. But
Yes.
all right, before we get too far, because we are going to get into our progress report and what we're working on, what we're doing, I did have a question for you. How many hours have you played on the game so far? Because it's now been 10 days and we officially can check our Switch and see what it says. That's kind of why I told you if you might need your Switch to answer this one. But do you know, like, right off the bat?
Yes, it is showing right now 125 hours or more.
What I love about that is I totally saw somebody on Twitter like answer I think it was Nintendo of the UK Twitter account that posted how many hours have you spent in the Animal Crossing series, not so much asking like
Hmm.
Animal Crossing New Horizons, you know? And I was like, oh, well, that's a very different answer than me just saying what I spent on New Horizons. But
Yeah.
somebody said, I just hit 120 hours. And then somebody responded and they're like, it's been out 10 days. You would have had to play 20 hours a day to get that. and somebody was like, leaving your game on is a valid way to play. So there's a little bit of an argument there, but I was like, no, I believe it. 120 hours sounds possible.
Yeah, yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, because you're already at 125. That's even more than 20 hours a day.
Yes.
And what I love about that is that you have it recorded. Stop keeping it away from us, Sergio. Upload that stuff so we can watch. I literally had somebody in the comments section of the video I posted today say, "Hey, tell me if Sergio has a YouTube channel so I can watch his videos of him playing Animal Crossing." And I was like, I will tell you if that ever happens because I want that. And you do have a channel, so there's one that
Yes.
exists, but it needs Animal Crossing on there.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I guess, I shouldn't leave people hanging. I only have 60 hours on the game so far.
Mhm.
So that's why you're way ahead of me. I've seen your place. It's great. um, but anyways, let's get into like how we're playing this game because we 60 hours. That's still quite a few hours over
Oh
the
yeah,
course of
yeah.
10 days. I have many games on my Switch that I spent way less hours on than Animal Crossing already.
Yes, already,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, it's gonna be there pretty quickly. Just to say, my most played game is Splatoon 2, and it has somewhere over 800 hours on it. Sergio, I think
Mhm.
even on that game you have more hours than me. um,
No, I think you went ahead. I think my record right now is Rocket League with 760,
okay.
but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Wow, I've played Splatoon more than you've played Rocket League. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, we know Animal Crossing is going to pass both of those way fast.
Yeah.
But I want to go over kind of our progress report, see what we've been up to throughout the week, and see what we're working on and that sort of thing. And Sergio, I actually want to hear from you first on this one.
Oh, sure. So, as far as the villagers go, I have seven. I know the eighth one that's coming, and today I talked to the ninth one. So I already know the first nine villagers that I'm gonna have, and but yeah, I currently have seven, and like we said, I think that's part of the reason for the star ratings. Yesterday I had a one star too, and today I have a two-star rating with one new villager. So I think, I think it's a progression that everyone is gonna be going through. Um, the same rating system basically.
That's pretty cool. So I guess which nine, right? Nine villagers do you have at this point?
So my first two were Curly and Sylvia, which I love them both already. I honestly at this point I love all of them. So I got those two. Then I got Mary the cat. I got Sky the wolf, and I got Eric the deer. I love Eric so much.
Those are really like top tier animals to start a town with. um,
Yeah.
I'm sure people would have been really happy in New Leaf if those were their like 5 villagers that they started with.
Yeah, yeah, lots of variety there. And then I'm also getting I already got Julian. He became active today. Finally he came out of his house. So Julian the horse or unicorn maybe. Unconfirmed. And then I also got Cleo, which is another horse. I got her randomly, and that's nice because she might match with Julian, you know. And then I'm also getting, I believe it's Charlize, the green
Oh,
bear.
yeah, I know her. She's a green bear.
Yeah, she was a good friend of mine in Pocket Camp. I know her from there, and yeah, she's coming over too. And then just today, I spoke to Wolfgang in an island tour, and he's coming over too.
Oh, that's cool. You know, you have a lot of types of characters that I didn't really have too many of in the game, specifically the wolves. I've never had like a
Mm,
wolf live in my town for some reason. And it's not like there's not a lot of them, you know, there's quite a few wolves out
yeah,
there, but
yep.
for some reason they just stay away from my place. I don't know what it is. But I did have a question about you obtaining your villagers outside of the first two, because you know the first two are random for everybody. It doesn't. There's no picking with those first two. But outside of those, did you pick every single villager to come in, or did you let some randoms move in?
The only random was Cleo. I wasn't expecting her. I didn't know how she was gonna move in, but she did. And the other ones I found them on tours. I sort of made a mistake and I denied somebody. I believe her name was Pinky. Um,
Oh, I know her.
yeah, and then after I did that, I realized, oh, then I'm kind of manipulating the villagers I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna do that anymore. When whoever I find in a tour that wants to move in, I'm gonna get them here.
That's awesome. Okay. I really, so I kind of went that direction too. I'll talk about my villagers a little bit. So, like I said,
Mm.
right now I have 6. I just actually put down a plot to get a 7th. After we are done recording this and I edit this, I'm actually going to go out to islands and try to pick somebody up, you know? Um,
Oh, nice.
but yeah, the ones I do have right now, Billy and Agnes were my first ones. Billy,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Billy, I really like. I've never had him before. I never had Agnes before either, so they're both like brand new to me. I love them both. Billy's little catchphrase is "Dag nabbit," and it's super cute. Agnes is just like this little black piggy, and she's adorable. I really like
Yes.
her. Um, and then, so I went to an island and you know, when we unlocked the Nook Miles tickets and stuff, but I went to an island after setting some plots down. Actually, no, it was before I even set any plots down in my place. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'm running into villagers here. This is pretty interesting. The first one I ran into was Clay, and people were like, oh, that's an awesome villager. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's pretty cool. And then he was talking about moving in and stuff. And I was like, yeah, wouldn't that be nice to live on an island? And so I was like, nah, not him, not him. And then I was like, I was telling them on stream, I was like, I don't know. I think I'll just let my first people just be random who come in, you know?
Mm.
And at
Hmm.
that time, like, I didn't know we were going to be placing any of their plots or anything, you know? And
Yes.
so when I did eventually run into somebody. I ran into Marina, the octopus, who's very popular, really
Oh,
lovable
nice.
character. And she's really cute too. I like her. I do. But I saw her and I was like, all right, I'll invite you over to my place. You can come and live there. And I kind of like waited around the next day and I was like, where is she? Like, she didn't come or something?
Oh,
And because, you know, this makes me think of like your first week or your first day rather, where you avoided giving Nook or Tom Nook all of
yes.
your bugs and stuff to get the museum.
Right.
I was kind of doing the same thing where I was like avoiding setting plots and things because I was like, oh, I just kind of like want to let them show up where they show up, you know?
Oh, I get you. Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so I didn't want to like control it too much, but you know, this game obviously the mechanic is that that's it. Like you control it for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
People aren't going to move in unless well there's ways. There's ways to get them to just pick a spot for themselves. And I'll get
Hmm.
into that a little bit later, but basically I was like avoiding that because I was like, oh, I like the random aspect of it. I like building around what exists, you know, rather than trying to figure it out from the very beginning. And so I just have to accept that, okay, I can choose some spots, right?
Right. Hmm.
And now I'm specifically choosing spots because there are some places where I'm like, oh yeah, I want to put a bridge there. Don't be in the way, please.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, now I guess I'm letting myself be a little bit picky about it. But that said, I did let the other 2 houses that we built essentially be random, and they were Maddie and Puck. And then the campsite got built in my place, and I was able to invite Zell, who's a little
Oh,
deer.
awesome.
Yeah, he's a cool one. I just saw his house today. He's got a nice little he's got the skyscraper wallpaper. What is that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the one that looks like you're way up in a building and you're just like looking at a bunch of city, right?
Yes, it looks very
Yeah,
nice.
it's really nice. But yeah, his place is, I can tell it's going to be swanky. When he moves in, it's going to be like some fancy digs here, you know?
Yeah.
But that said, today I actually tried something new and I scanned in an amiibo card because I was like, all right, I want Pearl. I
Oh.
kind of told people I want Pearl in my town. She's kind of my dreamy character to have right at this moment. And so I invited her over, and she didn't want to move in yet. So now I just have a plot sitting around waiting for it to get filled up. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be another random character unless I go and visit some islands and invite somebody. So I think since I've done like essentially 4 randoms at this point, 5 randoms with Billy, Agnes, Zell, Maddie, and Puck. Yeah, that's 5 villagers that are random. And 1 that I've picked so far, Marina. So I'm like, all right, I'll let myself pick some more, right? And then the other thing was, like, I just wanted to see how the amiibo worked themselves.
Right.
But it turns out you have to... I'm hearing that you have to scan them in 3 times before they agree to move in, which is...
Really?
You know, like... People complained about it being too easy to get villagers that they like, and now Nintendo might have gone a little bit too far. I was like, all right, 3's like half a week, Nintendo. Because, you know, we don't time travel. We're just playing every day. But, you know, day by day as they come. And so now I'm just like, all right, so I've got a couple more days of this. And the other thing is, like, I can't invite a villager if there's somebody at the campsite. So I'm hoping my campsite is just empty the next couple of days. Or if it is full with somebody, I'm going to be like, oh, cool. I want this person.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my villager situation at the moment. I'm close to 7, so I just have to pick out the 7th, but I'm trying to get my town pretty filled up by the end of this week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it seems like yours is going to be full by the end of this week for sure.
Yeah.
At this rate.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was given the option to place the plots, I had an idea where I wanted them, so I just went ahead and just did it, you know. And part of the reason why is because I want to complete the paths sooner rather than later, just have everything connected, and then once the connections are there, then I kind of start looking, oh, well, this area looks like it could be nice for like a little coffee shop or something. And then I start sort of populating the mini areas that are created by the paths. So I wanted the plots first, and then I'll fill in the rest.
Yeah. The one thing that I have a feeling about this, and I don't know if you're going to change based on how developed your place already is around your current paths, you know? Because, you know, both of us were still waiting to unlock some of the terraforming permits, the pathing permit, the waterscaping, the cliffscape, what are they, landscaping?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we're waiting to unlock those still. We're working toward it, but I don't think we're going to be able to do diagonal paths.
Right.
There might be like a way to kind of cheese it so it almost seems diagonal, but as far as like what I'm looking at, I'm like, this is probably going to just be like horizontal and vertical. I don't think we're going to get the diagonal plane on this one. And most of it is really just me like messing with some of the fencing, and I'm being like, can I not place any of these diagonally? Because I want to.
That would be very nice, yes.
Yeah. So judging by the fencing, how it exists right now, it's not looking great. And the other thing is, like, you look at the rivers and stuff, and I don't know, it feels like you can do pretty diagonal things with, like, the cliffs and the rivers, but so why wouldn't we be able to do it with the paths is the thing.
That's true. That would be very nice, especially because to the point that you can actually have diagonal bridges. I also wanted a diagonal ramp, but I couldn't. I don't think that's possible.
Oh, that is a bummer too. I would have loved that.
Yeah.
So okay, how many ramps and bridges have you built so far?
I have built, let's see, one more bridge. So I have two and two ramps.
Okay. How'd you get all this money?
Just good turnip sales, and I haven't expanded my house that much. I only have one extra room so far.
I mean, that's where I am too. I guess I should tell you I've not upgraded too much. I'm still working on my first, like, I guess technically second bridge, the one that I actually have to pay for, you know?
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm working on that. I just moved a museum, so I put 50,000 bells toward that, and that was
Oh,
hard on my wallet because
yeah.
at the beginning of this week on Sunday morning, I had 430,000 bells. I spent 400,000 on turnips. And so I have a house completely full of turnips, which I don't want to forget. I do want to remove one of those turnips and just let it rot so I can, maybe catch a special bug here
Oh,
or there.
yeah.
So I'm gonna let one of them rot. But all of the other ones I plan on selling and making a decent profit.
Yeah.
But yeah, 400,000 is invested into the stock market currently, and I'm hoping I get some really good prices in my town. I guess that's kind of the rule. I don't know if I'm going to stick to this rule too much, but last week I bought in my town, I sold in my town,
Nice.
This week, I'm getting away from that a little bit. I bought in somebody else's town because my price was like 110 per turnip this past week.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's excessive. Come on, Daisy May. What you doing to me? You the new crazy red here? What? Uh, so yeah, no, basically I was like, all right, I'm going to go to somebody else's town. So now I'm just kind of like, all right, I'll look at what the stock prices are on the Discord and see if anybody's got something interesting. But I'm not going to go out and like seek because like I could always go to a Reddit thread of people who are just like, oh, they time travel all the time, they got this crazy price all of a sudden, go over there, that's what I'm going to avoid. So basically I'm going to try to be as legitimate with the stock market as possible and just go to our existing threads, the communities that we're already in.
Yes.
And that's how I'm going to earn the money. And this last week I was like, all right, 130 bells. I bought at 101, so I'm making a decent profit. And I did get a couple of the turnip stock market badges for what I sold. So I was like, okay, cool. Things went well,
Nice.
Yeah, that paid off my house. The first upgrade, at least. But now I'm just like, all right, I'm desperate. I'm broke. I need some money. I need to pay off a lot of things right now because I want to start developing my place. I saw yours and I was just like, I need bridges. I need ramps. I'm tired of having to pull out my ladder and my what's it called? My pole vault thing.
Yeah.
All over the place. I'm just tired of it. I want to walk around and be free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess outside of that, let's continue because we went on a bunch of tangents here from villager talk. But what else have you been working on?
So I think you saw the beginnings of a soccer field that I was placing. It's complete. I have all the line work that I wanted. Well, I say complete, but it's funny because I need a soccer ball still. It's a soccer field with no ball.
I have two of them. Do you want one?
Oh, if you could, yes, that'd be great.
Yeah, I have one sitting right outside my house because, of course, I gotta have my soccer ball. And then I have one right in front of Nook's Cranny, just so you can kick their door. Kick the ball at the side of their shop, kick it at their door, maybe through a window, No, I'm just kidding. But there is a soccer ball there, so I think I'll bring it to you next time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, we should also play on stream with people and have some fun with them pretty soon.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So, other than that, today the Able Sisters finally opened. I don't know. I thought there's one day when you pick the place where they're gonna be, and I thought they were gonna be open the next day right there, but no, they still go through the 1 day of construction. I was like, oh man, I really wanted to shop today. So today they finally opened. Yeah.
I'm in that 1 day of construction phase right now. Because I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, am I going to have them tomorrow? Is this going to be awesome all of a sudden?
Yeah.
And nope. Not at all. I mean, still awesome. I know I'm going to have them in the morning. So that's really nice. And you know what's funny
Yes.
too? I've been seeing like some people's placement of the Able Sisters, and I saw one pretty close to like the southern beach, and I was like, wow, that is actually like a throwback to the first game when there were places where certain things could spawn on the map in when you first started. Like, they're all randomly generated, but there were certain things that were locked to certain areas, and Able
Mhm.
Sisters was always on the coast there, next to the beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what you had as your two spots there were usually the dock. And was the dock always just that like right corner of the town, or is that just me thinking?
That's what I recall too.
Yeah, I feel like it was just always
Yeah.
that bottom right corner. Like that's
Yes.
where it was like programmed to read the the Game Boy that you had to plug in to go over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, like the Able Sisters was always on that same southern by the beach spot, whereas like Nook's Cranny was always in the northern squares, as well as
Yes.
the dump and the post office, and of course the train
Oh,
station.
right.
But yeah, now that just feels like a really cool callback to me, and I was like, oh, that'd be fun. But I like this spot over here by the cliff there.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess where did you place Able Sisters when you put them in your town?
I got so lucky that the game is not very picky with this location. I feel like it was a little picky with Nook's Cranny. I feel like it takes into account the expansions that are gonna happen to that store. That's why. But luckily, I was able to put the Able Sisters to the right of the museum. Um,
Oh,
I didn't want to go over the river because the bridge is not gonna work there the way I wanted. I want a diagonal bridge and it's not letting me. But luckily, I was able to fit it basically Nook's Cranny to the left, Museum on the center, Able Sisters on the right. It looks so good.
oh, that's
I got
great.
lucky. I got lucky.
Yeah, sounds like you've got a nice little shopping center right there in the middle of
Yeah,
town.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I guess I'm you know what, now that I think of like my placement, so I put my Able Sisters, it's just north of where my resident services is, but across the river.
Mhm.
And the spot is actually like this weird little corner of the river where it splits in a couple directions. And
All right.
that there's a river that it's past, and then to the left of it, I guess, how do I explain this well? So, like I was saying, resident services, you go north, there's a river, you hop over that river,
Mhm.
there's Able Sisters, and to the left, there's more river, and that's kind of like the in between spot between Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters, and I'm really
Yes.
excited to put a bridge there. um,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
yeah, so I'm
Nice.
working right now on putting a bridge across from just directly north of my resident services, and that'll take me to Able Sisters. And then from there, if you take a left, you can go. Once I put a bridge there too, you'll be
Right.
able to go to Nook's Cranny. So I'm like, oh, this is a fun little place. And then to the right of Able
Oh.
Sisters, funny enough, is where I put the museum. So it's all kind of like lining up in that spot pretty
Mm.
well.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm really, really excited because I made sure to put enough space around the museum to like put, like a little fossil exhibit. Drama the other day, she crafted
Ah.
me a prehistoric screen, and so like the screen items are usually those like room dividers. This one
Mhm.
is a triceratops, and it's incredible.
Oh man.
So I put that outside, and I'm like, oh, it'd be so cute to put like some little weeds here, make it look like some prehistoric wildlife type of thing.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm
nice.
I'm planning it out now, Sergio. It's gonna be legit. It's gonna put your town to shame. No, I'm just kidding. Your town's too good. um, yeah, no, that's exciting. So what'd you do from there?
So from there, today I actually did pay my loan finally for my house, or I guess it's the second room addition. And honestly, I don't care so much about the room in my house. I just want the storage. I'm getting close to maxing it out again, so I said, I'm waiting. I'm actually not waiting on a new bridge. I'm waiting on a bridge demolition because as much as I like the location of my first bridge, it's the log bridge, and I want the wooden one. It just
Mm.
fits a lot better with my theme. So I said, okay,
Yeah.
I'll demo that, and I'll pay my home loan for once.
Yeah, you definitely need the wooden bridge because the log bridge is definitely not wooden. No, but no, I get it too because it's like, you only get that one option at the beginning,
Right.
and honestly, like, there are a lot of really cool new bridges to try
Yeah.
out, so I'd say it's worth trying them for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I went with the brick bridge for mine. I was like, oh, it's a little pricier, but
Yes. No, it looks nice though.
it looks really good.
Yeah.
But I was also torn because I was like, I'm a fan of the suspension bridge. So, but I think
Oh
later
yeah.
on, the brick is probably going to fit a little bit more my style. I think I'm going to do a brick staircase for my first one.
Hmm.
And it's mostly because I really just want to do a staircase versus some slopes, you know?
Yes. Hmm.
The main thing is just like there are so many games of Animal Crossing where the only option was ever slopes. So I was
Right.
just like, I want the new thing. I want it to be stairs.
Yes.
Yeah. And some of the wooden stairs look really good too. So I'll probably do one of those in other areas. Kind of the places that are meant to feel a little bit more foresty, you know?
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess what are you doing outside of that?
So other than that, I'm working on the paths. I'm kind of focusing on the ones as the villagers move into the plots. Even though I have all the plots kind of set already, I'm waiting for the villagers to move in, and then I decide, okay, now I can sort of work on this area and connect these ones. Basically, the second tier is pretty much good to go, and then once all the villagers are in there that I selected the plots for, then I'll start working on the third upper cliff. I think I only have one plot up there. Some lucky villager that is like he or she likes to be very by themselves. So yeah, I said okay, I'll give one of them the third cliff basically.
Yeah, that's fun. I think eventually I would want to live, I think, on the second tier because I do like the idea of having like a cliff behind me with some like cool trees above it, you know?
Oh yes. Hmm.
So yeah, it would give like a really cool mountain vibe kind of thing. But then also, when you're up on that third tier, like the music gets quieter, like the hourly music and stuff. You can hear the atmospheric sounds a lot more, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't really want to get away from the music, is what I'm saying.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm not gonna build on that third tier, but like the museum seems like a cool thing to put there because like the museum music is so atmospheric.
Oh,
So maybe eventually I'll find that I want the museum to be on the third tier rather
right.
than the first tier that it's on right now. But for now, I already spent my money to move it and everything, so I'll let that be a development for way later down the line.
Right, right. Yeah, it's good to have those for sure.
Yeah, there's just so much that you can do with it that no town is going to look the same by like in a month. I think we're all just going to have wildly different things going on,
Yes. Yeah.
which is also very exciting.
Definitely. So, it just takes time to get the things the way we want. And then the beauty of it is that if we want to change it, finally we can. We can pretty much move anything anywhere. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm already. The next thing I'm going to move is actually one of my existing villagers' homes. Billy, honestly, I should have picked Billy's spot from the beginning, but I was, a bit stubborn and said, no, I'm just going to let him pick. But he told me, he was like, I want to live somewhere with lots of fresh air and everything. And I was like, well, you're plotted right by the airport, buddy. This is like the most carbon emissions that you can possibly get on this island here. Because I'm flying in and out like crazy.
Yeah.
You see my jet streams through the sky all day. And so basically, I just should have picked where he was going to live and just pick a better spot for him,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to move him over a little bit. I think I'm going to have him live like next to Agnes, kind of have them as like my original two plots. That'll be fun.
Oh, nice. Hmm.
Yeah. And so I'm going to move him. But outside of that, I think I'm pretty good with where villagers are. I think it's just specifically, I put an item next to his house, a rock climbing wall. And I'm like, I don't really like coming out of my airport, and that's the first thing I see.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could put it on the other side of his house, of course. But
Right.
still, I don't know. I think I want a different view of what's going on there.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I want to plan that out a little bit more. Put some cute fences, plot the trees a little better. Oh my goodness, I have to work on my trees because I've cut down one tree and I've planted like 500. I feel there's so many trees in my place, and I still don't want to cut them down. I'm just like
I know,
smushing
yeah.
them closer and closer together
Yeah.
as more stuff builds.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess, are you done with like your stuff that you were working on?
Pretty much. Earlier today, I spent a good amount of time working on my first pro design. I was doing a t-shirt with a score bunny,
Oh,
front and
cool.
back, different images. I'm done with it. It looks pretty nice. I like it.
Awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I know you have a nice love for Score Bunny. Cool. So I guess for my week, I did several things, of course. I've got some more villagers moving in. But outside of that, I've upgraded the resident services like a lot of other people. Isabel has appeared,
Mhm.
and she let me change up my town flag and town tune. I hate the town tune. I'm going to change that soon. Because I just kind of like did it just to get the Nook Miles at first, and I was like, oh, this isn't good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna make something else. And then after that, like the flag, I'm all right with the flag. I'll probably change it in the future, but right now it's just kind of like I wanted something to work.
Yeah.
Essentially, I wanted to make my town flag a triangle flag and be kind of like unique, because I was
Mhm.
like, I haven't seen anybody with this idea yet. I'm gonna do it. And so I tried to make a triangle flag where, the other corners were transparent. I used the transparent option,
Right.
but it doesn't work with the flags. It doesn't show up as transparent. Instead, it shows up as white. And so I could not do that. And now I'm really sad about it, because I was like, oh, this triangle flag would have been so cute for my place.
Yeah, I get it not working like in clothing or hats or things like that, but on the flag, it definitely should have worked.
Yeah, it should have. And unfortunately, I made some adjustments. I made the bottom corner kind of look like the beach and ocean,
Mhm, mhm.
And then I made the top one look like the sky with some clouds and the sun. So
Yes.
I gave it like kind of an island theme for Haken.
Yeah, no, I thought it would look very nice.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm happy with it. I'll probably change it in the future, of course, but as of right now, I'm sticking with it. But the town tune, that's got to go. I need to change that into something I actually like.
Nice.
But let's see. Oh, the thing with resident services that I was most excited about was that it unlocks some more shopping options,
Mm.
specifically with the Nook Miles. So right away, the good upgrade to get is the bigger pockets.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Because, oh my goodness, do you need pockets in Animal? I'm not going to be able to go to the older Animal Crossings after this.
No, I know.
15 things that we can pick up. There's like no way to manage anything in the older games. It's insane. And now I'm just like, dude, I could fish for like an hour before
Yeah.
my pockets are full, which is amazing. So I don't know. I don't know. The big pockets was great, but really the big thing that I was not expecting was that we could trade Nook Miles for new DIY projects and even like some big items.
Yes. Mhm.
I'm all about that. I'm so excited, mostly because I can finally get some lampposts too, and I'm like, oh, can I
Mhm.
just like eventually get a DIY recipe for this though? Because I want to make my own.
Yeah.
um, so the thing I do have to check with the lampposts, and I try to check like every item that I get, but I check if they're all customizable,
Mhm.
because I want to spend some extra time making it like exactly right for the game.
Yes. Yes.
So, well, for my island, I mean.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I really like that part. Outside of that, I upgraded my house, just added another room. That's the one that you've got, but it sounds like you're already gonna get another room.
Yes.
That's big. That's a big house.
Yeah.
But I did really appreciate the upgraded storage space with that, because
Yes.
I ran out of room really quickly in my storage space, and I was like, okay, so I can't be a hoarder like I thought I was going to be. It looks like I'm going to have to go and sell some things.
Yeah.
So I sold a bunch of stuff, and then eventually I got the upgrade, and I was like, okay, cool, I can hoard some more. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
I mean, it's mostly crafting materials, really. That's what I keep stuffing in
Yeah.
there. But every once in a while, I find an item where I'm like, this would look really great, but I just don't have a room for you yet. So you're going to go in a future room.
Yes.
Right? But yeah, like you, I've got the Able Sisters, but I'm waiting for them to fully be built.
Right.
And then, yeah, basically, like I saw your space and I was just like, man, I got my work cut out for me. I've got a lot of work to do. And so I moved to the museum because of that. I was like, all right, let's plan these locations a lot better. Let's do some real change for this game, you know? And then my main source of money last week was a bell tree that I planted. I wanted to ask you, have you planted a bell tree yet?
I planted a few just with, I believe you always dig up 1,000 and I would just plant them right back. I don't know, I heard conflicting reports like sometimes you might lose money or not. I believe that's not the case anymore, but I just thought, I'd rather not risk it basically.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, if you played previous games, it was hard to get, and not so much hard to get a money tree. But mostly, like, you just really had to get super lucky to get a money tree. Because there's occasions where, and I've experimented with money trees in the past, but there'd be occasions where you plant some money, and then, out of nowhere, it grows and everything, but it never produces money.
Yeah.
It's just a blank tree, and you're just like, no, why did you do this? And so, like, I've sat there waiting for days and been like, all right, I guess no money's going to grow on this tree. And so I went crazy. I dug up that 1,000 bells, and then I was like, all right, I've got 99,000 in my pocket right now.
No.
We're doing this. And so I planted 99,000 bells, almost 100,000 bells. And then it grew and it gave me money. And so now I'm just kind of wondering, like, is there anybody who's seen like a failed money tree yet? Because I have not. I was talking to Justin, who runs Animal Crossing World, the blog, and they told me that basically, like, they just all grow. Like, he planted some, and then he even moved the sapling to another location.
Right,
like, he has
right.
all of his money trees, like, in front of his house or museum or something. I forget which one. But they're all just, like, hanging out and being cool, you know? But yeah, like, you can even plant them somewhere else, and they'll still grow into money trees.
Yes.
Like, once it's planted in that hole, like, you can just move it anywhere. It doesn't have to grow there.
Right.
So yeah, it seems like there's no way for money trees to fail, which in one way it's like, okay, cool, I planted 99,000 bells and now I have 300,000 bells. This is awesome. And then in another way it's like there's no risk anymore, and I'm just like, oh, it's not as scary planting that.
Yeah, it was scary for sure.
I mean, to be fair, I was scared this first time.
Yeah.
But I've, like, asked around, and I was like, has anybody had, like, a failed money tree? And nobody has, from what I've seen. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like they fail. Outside of that, like, at the end of the week, Sunday, yesterday, we're recording this podcast late on Monday today. So I got some editing to do. But at the end of the week, I had 400,000 bells, and I was like, all right, stock market, let's play your games. So there I am. I'm in the stock market. I'm desperate because I need some money now.
How did your prices look today?
Today, they were a lot better than last week. Like, last week, my Monday price was like 46 or something in the morning, and then it dropped to like 42. Like I said, eventually I did get lucky. It went up to 130. I think I sold at 131, like a random day. And I was like,
Mhm.
all right, I'm just going to do it there because I think it's probably going to crash again. And so I
Yes.
was right. It crashed. It dropped out at like 30 bells per turnip.
Oh wow.
And I was like, well, that's not good.
Yeah.
um, and then this week's looking much better. I had 98 as my starting price, and then it
Oh.
dropped to 92. And I don't remember where your price is supposed to start. And I guess I feel like people have been thinking the stock market works very similarly, as in New Leaf and City Folk.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
it seems like the patterns are the same. So I don't know if I have a booming pattern right now. I don't remember quite what it was,
Mhm.
but I'm hoping I do, so I can just sell in my place. That'd be great.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, and you had a lot of people over, right?
Yes, both Sundays that I've been able to host people, I had really good prices. The first one was 91, and yesterday was 90. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh wow, yeah, everyone, come on over. Let's help Daisy out here."
my buying prices have not. In my whole my turnip market's not great because my first week my buying price was 101. And
Mm.
so I bought at 101. It was pretty high. This week they were at 110,
Oh
so it
no.
got even worse. And so yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think my market's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping I get lucky one of these days, but usually I'm not the luckiest person. I fare much better in games of skill than in games of luck. That's
Oh,
what I'll tell
nice.
you. Um, cool. Well, I mean, it sounds like we've got a lot going on in our towns. We should probably start getting into things that we haven't done yet, right?
Right.
Cool. So let's move on to this next section. These are things that we haven't quite tried in New Horizons. Sergio, I guess I'll let you start.
Sure. Honestly, the biggest surprise, at least so far, because we have seen Mabel a couple of times. Most of us have probably seen Gulliver. We've seen even Wisp, but I haven't seen Kix. I don't know if people have. At least the people that haven't time traveled yet. I know eventually we're gonna run into other characters, but I feel like Kix should have been around at least once. But unfortunately, I haven't seen him yet. Have you?
No, I'm right there with you. Like, I have not seen Kix yet. I'm kind of wondering. I almost actually forgot that he was supposed to show up, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And yeah, so I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any of the like new characters either, like CJ or Flick. Have you seen them?
No. Hmm.
Yeah, and those I understand it because I imagine they're probably tied to like bug catching events and fishing tourneys and stuff.
Right.
So I don't know if they're going to be a character that we see anytime soon, or if they're just going to be like the other characters and randomly show up throughout the week.
Yes. Hmm.
But as of right now, haven't seen them. I don't know who has or what the conditions are to see them. So yeah, it's a mystery for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And another special character that I met was Celeste, and she told me about the wishing stars and the star pieces. She gave me the recipe for the wand, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to wish on any shooting star. I haven't seen one yet.
Mm. Same with me, actually. We're like right in the same spot here too, where it's like I met Celeste. I kind of saw her randomly. She told me about it. She gave me the recipe for the star wand, and I still have not run into a night that has like shooting stars at all.
Yeah.
I've had like one clear night since then, at least one clear night that I was playing in,
Hmm. Hmm.
and so I was able to look up, but I didn't see a single shooting star at any
Yeah.
point. I didn't even hear them or anything. So, yep, nothing from me.
Gotcha. So another thing that I haven't tried has been the local multiplayer. Based on the way I play and in my conditions, I don't think I'm gonna try that anytime soon, but we'll see. And then also, like I said earlier, I worked on a pro design, but I haven't uploaded it yet. It looks kind of fancy. It looks like once you decide to upload a pro design that you made from scratch in this new game, you can upload it and it gets like a code. You're either able to search by people's codes if you want to search for someone's collection if they have a lot of pro designs, or if you want to search for a specific one and they just give you the code for it. So it sounds like it works different from QR codes. I know like a New Leaf, basically, if you have a QR code from the older games, you can still get it in this game, but like you said, you cannot edit it. That's why I had to redo my wooden pads from basically from scratch so I could work on them for New Horizons.
That's a bummer too, because I was wondering how people were doing that, because I was like, if it's like the old game, there's no way to edit anything, and that's a
Yeah.
real hassle, especially because like, so a lot of these you're gonna want to use that transparency to make it match and everything. And so, yeah, not having it, it's a bummer. The other thing I wanted to say is I have not seen like the pro design stuff at all yet, but it does
Oh,
sound fancy.
yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah, so I guess we'll probably get introduced to that once, well, at least I'll get introduced to it maybe when Able Sisters opens up, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, yeah. And I will say, I did get to try local multiplayer. Mostly, I mean, there's two kinds of local multiplayer. There's the party play, where it's all on one system. I have not tried that one. But there's also the one where you're just like next to each other and can play the game together because you're so close, you know?
Right.
And I've done that because Jackie is here. She's playing the game as well. And, like you mentioned, it's kind of hard for people to get out and play together because it's not exactly what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Right.
But, since Jackie's here, we have both been able to like visit each other. Sometimes she'll just open up and be like, hey, come and visit and get this thing here. And mostly she's just like, I don't want this crowding my spot, so get it out of here. You wanted it, so you come and get it. But yeah, no, we'll play together. Sometimes we're just in each other's towns fishing and stuff, and
Oh,
just
nice.
hanging out.
Based on your visits to other online towns, does it seem like local is a little faster or about the same?
Um, I feel it takes about the same amount of time because it goes through like the same kind of cutscenes, where you're flying over, if
Right.
you see them, they'll wave to you, which is really cute.
Yes.
But yeah, it goes through the same stuff. But the one thing that I noticed is missing is there's no like best friend feature with local because it's not like that's specifically tied to the
Oh,
online.
yeah.
And so with local, like anybody who comes can do anything. Like they can use the shovels and they can use
Oh,
axes and stuff, but they cannot. There's no way to like stop them from being able to do that.
right, right.
Yeah, so online is the only way.
hmm
But yeah, outside of that, like it's pretty similar. And I mean, I'm like best friends with most of the people that I've played with, mostly because I've chosen to play with mostly people that I know,
Right.
um, so yeah, it's not too different. It works basically the same. I imagine the one that's most different is the party play, which,
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a second villager or second like playable character in my town, so there's no way for me to try it at all.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. That's true.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm surprised you haven't started like a second island just to test it out with yourself. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true. Honestly, I was planning to. I had the other Switch at the ready. I had it close, but with just one island, I've had my hands full. I don't see myself needing another island anytime soon.
Yeah, and I can tell that you've had your hands full because that place is incredible.
Yeah. So another thing that I haven't tried has been the scanning an amiibo for a villager to move in. I did try the ones in Photopia, which I really like the name, by the way.
Yeah.
I only tried it once. I actually need to do more of that. I only tried it because I wanted to see KK Slider, and that was it. Take some photos, but I gotta try that more. And then I'm thinking, for my 10th and last villager, I might as well pick an amiibo. I'll pick one of my favorites. Probably not Hazel or Alfonso. Those are two favorite. Those are the classics for New Leaf. But I might pick someone else.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Like I've decided I'm gonna pick one amiibo villager. Obviously, I've already said it's Pearl. I'm
Mhm,
gonna
mhm.
invite her through amiibo. But Yeah, I think for a lot of these next ones, I'll probably do one more random and then just pick the rest of mine. But
Mhm.
mostly what I'm trying to do is I just want a different species villager for everybody. Like, I want every species to be different in my
Oh,
town.
gotcha. Mhm.
And so that's why I'm kind of like, all right, it gets a little bit riskier the further I go. And so the odds of getting the same species that I already have are just getting higher.
Yes, I have 2 pairs already.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm avoiding, but it's also cool if when people do like an all one species town as
Oh,
well.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still pretty fun.
Yeah. So yeah, other than that, I've tried a lot of things. The game is awesome, and it really encourages you to try a little bit of everything every day. It's really really good at that, especially with the Nook Miles Plus.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many little tasks that they just pop up randomly, and it's like, oh, I hadn't thought to do that yet, you know?
Yeah.
So there's always some new stuff to do in the game.
Yeah, I definitely recommend as soon as you get the notification that you unlock one of those, just go and claim the mile so that you unlock another one in case whatever you're gonna do next is it might give you points for that, it might give you miles. So just keep unlocking and then claim as soon as you unlock them.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed too, because I was like, oh man, I could have claimed this a while ago and just
Yeah.
gotten this goal that I already completed had I just claimed this miles a while ago, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I that's good advice to give to people because I've been doing that. I'm like, all right, I've finished something up. Let's go to the next one right
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually I'm the kind to like save up on that stuff and eventually like have them all done so I can mark them all off at once.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, that is not the way to do this.
Yeah.
If you want to get the most out of your Nook Mile earnings, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess that's probably all of your stuff that you haven't done.
Yes.
I'll go quickly through mine. Met Celeste, haven't seen a meteor shower, haven't seen Kix, Flick, or CJ. I haven't created another character in my town, so I haven't tried like party play at all.
Mhm.
Scanned an amiibo, but did not have them move in yet because they did make it harder. I think I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but it takes, from what I'm hearing, 3 times to scan
Ah.
the amiibo and then
Yeah.
get them to move in. So Wednesday, hopefully, is the soonest that I'll probably see them. It depends on if other villagers pop into my campsite or not, you know?
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to go and just find some random villagers on the island while I do that. So, we'll see how that goes. I haven't tried Photopia either, but I also like the name.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I did go to that island, but I didn't like decorate or anything. I just kind of looked at the rooms and then was like, cool, see ya. And then the other thing that I haven't done, and this is really kind of out of my control because it's chance that this happens,
Yes.
but I haven't gone to a single bamboo island yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've shown up to tons of different islands, but none of them, and I mean none of them,
Ah.
have been bamboo at all yet. Funny enough, the last 3 have been like pear islands, and I'm just like, come on, game. What have I done to you to make you do this to me? Why? So yeah, that's there are a lot of islands I haven't seen. I haven't seen like the Money Rock Island. I think people have seen that one. I did
Oh.
see the Tarantula Island. So that was cool.
Oh.
Yeah, cuz some people, I guess you can make a Tarantula Island on your own. I have not done that, but others are like there is an island that specifically has tons of tarantulas.
Yes, I'm avoiding going on trips at night. I cannot deal with that anymore. It was too much for me. I don't like spiders.
Yeah, I went for it. I tried my best and so much I just it showed me how bad I was at catching tarantulas because I kept getting knocked out, you know?
Because they team up against you.
Yeah, they do. And there's too many at once
Yeah.
to stop it.
Yeah.
It's the worst. So yeah, that's I tried and I got some, but I didn't like take full advantage of it and just keep trying, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, it's nice to confirm that there are a lot of different special islands to visit. I know for a while we were thinking maybe the fruit is always going to be locked to your island fruit, but like you said, once in a while you do get a different fruit and you get a lot of trees for those.
Yeah, it's true. One thing that's really cool to do too is just digging up the whole tree and taking
Yeah,
it with you.
yeah.
That's pretty nifty. You can keep the fruit on and just take the tree.
Yeah, eat the coconuts and then take the trees.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's a great strategy. Yeah, so that's basically the stuff that we haven't tried in New Horizons yet. Of course, there's a lot still. None of us have unlocked, or neither of us have unlocked the terraforming kind of thing.
Yes.
So that's something that we can still work toward. But yeah,
And
basically that's it.
yeah, and we're pretty much on the tail end of Project K, so we're getting
Oh
there.
yeah. I'm sure you're really excited to get to the end of this
Yes.
project. So from there, I guess does just KK Slider show up all the time? Is that what's gonna happen?
I'm hoping
Well, at
like every
least
Saturday.
yeah. Hopefully every Saturday, of course. It's got to be classic Saturdays,
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I'm hoping to get to that. I think it'd be really fun. We just want to see the guy. He's cool.
Yes.
We got a little glimpse of it. I really like how they're kind of treating him as like this big main character. Like all the work that we're doing is just for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of got a cool story to it. This game, like as we play more and more, I'm just like, cool. All of this stuff that we're doing, we're growing our island. It's like there's this story tied to it, and the big overarching point that we're trying to get to is just KK Slider playing a show here.
Yes.
So this to me is the perfect kind of story because I love my favorite movies are like music movies, not necessarily like musicals, but movies about like starting a band or being in a band. And so this whole game feels like it's a game about starting a band.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So it's the perfect Animal Crossing game. That's all I have to say.
Oh, it is. Yeah. There is one thing I wanted to mention because I don't see it mentioned a lot, and I think it's really really cool. It really changes the way we communicate in this game. Basically, if you're playing docked mode, did you know that you can use a USB keyboard and connect it to your Switch dock?
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. I haven't tried it at all yet though.
Yeah, it works so easy, and so you can use it when you're playing online and sending messages. You can use it to type letters, or you can also use it on the bulletin board. So it really speeds up a communication. You can also use the phone app, and you can type that way, which is also faster than typing in game. But if you have a USB keyboard, any keyboard, just plug it in, and it works right off the bat.
That's awesome. I need to do that because oh man, the typing in this game. I
Yeah.
usually just go into handheld mode to do it at this point. But even then I'm just like, all right, I really really need to just put a keyboard in.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's great. You're putting out all the really cool things here.
Yeah.
Cool. So before we move on and finish the show with Haken's Islander Corner, I do want to kind of go over the New Horizons news, which is that Bunny Day is about to begin. I believe as of tomorrow, if you're listening to this podcast on Tuesday, March 30th, or
Yes.
March 31st, I mean. So tomorrow, Bunny Day will begin. We'll have nearly 2 weeks to collect eggs and build all of these new crafting recipes, all very Bunny Day themed. I'm not a huge fan of the set at all, so I'm going to get it, but I'm probably
Right.
not going to use it very much. I'm mostly hoping that it just sells for a lot so I can craft all these things throughout the week, sell a bunch, make a ton of money during the event.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, because, like Quantrell, we've had him on the show before. He mentioned to me, he was like, dude, don't sell your weeds, just turn them into umbrellas and then sell those instead.
Yes. Yeah. Hmm.
You make way more money from that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. The crafting system is going towards some stuff here that goes beyond crafting itself, but also like, oh, you can make more money if you do it this way,
Yeah, definitely. And the hot item of the day, it's usually something that you can craft very easily. I've been doing that recently, and it's, you get good money there. And you have to work for it, but it also works towards the Nook Miles that you unlock by crafting things.
Yeah, yeah, that is awesome too. Getting the Nook Miles. I need lots of them.
Yes.
Because I'm about to go. I think I have about 9,000 right now, and I'm just like, I hope in these next 4 islands that I'm going to travel to that I find what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so the other thing that's going on is outside of Bunny Day, which once again goes from April 1st to April 12th specifically.
Mhm.
But Nintendo also told us that there's going to be another April update, and they did warn us at the beginning of the Direct. I don't know if you all knew, but Nintendo had kind of like a stealth dropped mini Direct, which
Yes.
wasn't so mini, but was definitely stealth dropped.
Yeah.
But in that one, they mentioned that there's going to be another April update. It's going to add Earth Day. Leaf is going to show up for that one. And oh my goodness, I want to know what he's going to do. Because
Yeah.
Leaf, I've been talking about Leaf a long time, and I've been saying how he's one of my favorites, and I can't wait to have him in my town.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I guess he's not in the game quite yet, but he's going to get added soon. What are you thinking Leaf is going to do when they add him?
Hmm. You know what? For sure, I think there's gonna be a lot more weeds again. A lot of us have already cleaned them all up. I think they're gonna come back.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't mention this, but I actually cleaned up my weeds today. Like I
Oh,
finally
nice.
decided to go and pick them all. I'm keeping them though because I am gonna add them back a little bit later. Because I don't want them to be
Oh,
gone completely. I
that's
do
very
want to
smart.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to strategically place them throughout my town
Right.
once I get a pretty good rating and get that KK Slider show. But yeah, I do want to have weeds in my town. I know.
They made them look good. They made them look desirable.
Yeah, they look so great, and it's
Yeah.
just like, of course I want that. Why not?
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I guess for me, I'm really just hoping that they give him a little shop that we can visit him in and buy some special greenery that's like not been in this game yet.
Ah.
There's a lot of fruit that hasn't made it to this game. There's a lot of trees in Pocket Camp that I would have liked to be in this game. So I'm hoping for that.
Yeah. Like an unexpected. I would say like considerable update. Maybe he asks you to craft your shop and you need a lot of supplies and materials. But if it's an option, I'm sure we're all gonna do it.
Yeah, for sure. I need to be able to do that.
Yeah.
um Cool. So I guess let's get into Haken's Islander Corner. For those of you who don't know, every single week we ask our patrons a question on Patreon and then read their answers aloud here on the show. This week's question was, what is a favorite unexpected discovery or addition you've seen in the game? And I actually picked a lot of these, Sergio, because there were so many cool things that people pointed out. So I'm excited to go through these. You want to start with the first one?
Sure. The first one is by Berry to Be, and they said, flying to someone's island and seeing people waving below. It's so cute, and it really is. The first time I saw it, I lost it. I lost it completely. I couldn't believe how cute they looked.
I know. I didn't. I was amazed. I was honestly
Yes.
amazed. I was like, what? This is the coolest thing that you can do. Just
Yes.
put your little villagers there saying hi to everybody who's flying in.
Yeah.
It's adorable. I love it. The next one is from Evan Lynn, and they said, not only do footsteps sound different for barefoot versus shoes, the type of shoe affects the sound as well. I put on the recycled boots the other day and was surprised how heavy the footsteps sounded. Definitely a noticeable difference that I didn't expect. And this is really awesome. The soundscape for this game is just like, there's so many really cool things. If something I noticed actually like right at the beginning, so when you move in, you kind of go to bed after the big party.
Yes.
And that's when the game finally gets thrown into essentially real time.
Yeah.
That moment when Nook is speaking to you from the outside of the tent, I was like, oh, the sound quality of his voice is very different. It feels like he is coming from outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so right away, I knew the sound for this game was going to be amazing. absolutely amazing, and it has been. And so I'm not surprised to hear that all of the footsteps are different.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's those are the kinds of details I want to see.
exactly. Yeah, the little details really go a long way.
Yeah.
So Tiger Cookie said, I like how different fish have a gentler or more aggressive rumble when you catch them. I also love that villagers will always copy your emotion of you standing right next to them. That's true. The different fish, sometimes you can tell, oh, it's gonna be a big one, and then the villagers with the emotions that you can stand next to them and they will copy you or they will definitely react to whatever you do. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is really cool to see that. Yeah, it's really awesome how alive all the villagers feel. I feel like they'll still say the same things here and there over and over, but just like the motions, the animations that they have in this game are incredible, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, everybody just feels alive for sure.
yes.
So Ember Reeves said, so many new things I love. It's the little details that make it so special. I love the new tool Quick Bar as well as the one for emotes. I also really like that you can adjust the music volume on your stereo.
Yeah.
And I was surprised when I saw that one for sure. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I can turn the volume up and down and it makes a difference, The one thing that I wish it did a little bit better was play outside. I feel like you have to be really close
Yes, you
to
do.
hear the music. And I don't know, I thought it would have been cool to like set a bunch of different radios around and they're playing the same tune.
Oh, yeah.
And like it kind of change the soundtrack of your island. But now I'm just like, oh, it's a bit stuck to this specific place and it's not as what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as effective that I thought it would be.
Right, right.
Yeah. But, inside the house, you do hear a difference when it's quiet or loud.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And then you can also shuffle all the tracks that you have. That was a pretty cool thing to find out.
Yeah, when I started doing that in my house, so it never plays the same KK Slider track until it repeats again.
Nice. So Seven said, I love that you can move your mailbox. I was trying to pick up an item outside my house and accidentally grabbed the mailbox. It was completely unexpected and I didn't even notice I had it until I checked my inventory. It's such a useful addition I never knew I needed until now. I did not know about this. It's the first thing I'm going to try next time I play for sure.
Yeah, I remember seeing like the mailboxes on different sides during like the trailers and stuff, and I completely forgot to ever try it, so I haven't tried it either. That's a new thing that we haven't tried.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm just like, do I want to? I kind of like where I have my gnome, but maybe I like it on the other side. I guess I'll have to give it a go,
Yeah.
So Quantrell, who we were talking about a little bit earlier, said, so far it's been two things for me. One, using NookLink to text chat has been awesome for communicating online. Everyone needs the app, even if you don't want to voice chat. Two, sending friends mail from my own town has been so much fun so far, and being able to send someone a gift directly from the ABD was definitely an unexpected surprise.
Oh, yes.
I have so much to say about both of these things. I'll start with the number two one. So that one, I also really love that you can order something and send it directly to a person and like not even like wait for it to ship to you. And
yes,
some people are actually using it to just get things sooner. Like they'll say, "Oh, I'm sending stuff to your place, but it's for me," And so then,
okay, yeah,
because it doesn't wait a day in that case. It just kind of like sends it right away from the beginning. So they get it like instantly, essentially. Yeah. So some people are doing that. But, like, it's just a cool little bonus. Like, not only can we once again send letters to people and instead of like, I don't know, whatever New Leaf did where you had to go to the other person's town to send stuff.
Yes.
What's the point of that, But Quantrell specifically sent me something during a stream, and I was like, what? This is insane. I can just ask for things on stream and then they'll show up right then and there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. And then I guess as far as the first one goes too, the app is great. it's amazing how instant it is to
Yes.
send a message through it, you know?
I was very surprised. It pops up right away. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So James L says, I like how much more useful shooting down balloons is. I haven't once gotten a piece of boring old balloon furniture and have gotten up to 30,000 bells from a single balloon. Yes, and they come out so often. They have a lot of uh, basically a big variety of items. You can get supplies, you can get bells, you can get items, clothing. They're definitely worth it. They make it so satisfying to pop them down.
Yeah, for sure. There, and I think the worst things are when you just get like some clay, you know, like five
Yeah.
pieces of clay, and I'm just like, give me the bells at least. But I've heard people getting like up to 30,000 bells in balloons, which is
Yes.
so much money. Anybody's gonna be like, cool. That's an awesome thing to get out of a
Yeah.
balloon. But yeah, like even just like the variety of items, I've gotten a couple that I really like. One was they're both like heads of bugs. One is a wasp head, and the other is a mantis head, and they're both up in my walls inside my house because they're awesome. They're so cool. So yeah, the items that we get there are amazing.
Oh, nice.
Was it your turn or mine on this next one?
It's your turn for Indie Sarah.
Okay. So Indy Sarah said, if you wave at Blathers, he waves back. My 9-year-old discovered that and created a mini video so she could watch it over and over. It's adorable.
Oh man, I gotta try that.
Yeah, I know. I haven't tried like interacting with the special characters at all. And now I'm just like, oh man, I really got to interact with these special characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool that that's a thing.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta try it, definitely. So Nikki Coburn said, I love the singing villagers. I noticed that if you do the clapping reaction when they're singing, they will blush, and it's so adorable. Yes, so the very first villager singing that I saw was from Sylvia, and I could not believe it. She looks so cute. And then I don't know if you've noticed, if you have music playing outside, they're gonna start singing that song that you have in your radio.
Oh, I haven't tried that at all yet. I think the only music that I had playing outside was actually just outside of my house, but it was very rare that I saw people outside of my house, so I never
Mm.
did. But yeah, I definitely want to try that now because I want to see them sing KK Slider's greatest hits. It's
Yeah, they
awesome.
do. Yeah.
And all of his hits are great.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So the last answer is from Bishop Kayla, and they said, I love that the villagers change outfits depending on what's going on. If they're working out, they wear a track jacket. If it's raining, they wear a raincoat and a hat, etc. It's adorable. I noticed this too. I really
Yes.
love it. I think, once again, this is such a good way to make all of the characters feel alive and like they are part of the world, you know, in bigger ways than they were before. So I'm excited about it.
Yes, yes, it's very nice. The clothing is a big part. I know I gave Eric a blue jacket and then he wore it and then the next day he was wearing his regular outfit. And I thought, oh, maybe he didn't like it. He sold it or something. And then today he was wearing the blue one again. So I think they do keep record of, they have like a closet.
That's awesome. I'm really
Yeah.
glad it's that way because, you know, it would get kind of annoying seeing your villagers kind of
Yes.
look the same all the time. And so, yeah, I'm just glad that they have more outfits to wear because I get kind of bored of them wearing the same thing after a while. I want
Yeah.
them to change it up. And I think they also change up their furniture too, is something that I've
Yes.
noticed. And I think they do switch like back and forth from some things because I'll see something one day and it'll disappear and then the next it's back, you know?
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, and when you're shopping for clothes, now I see like, oh, I kind of don't want that for me, but oh, Curly's gonna look dapper on this for sure, and I get it for him.
Yeah. So have you been using like the give them something feature to give them something?
Yes, definitely, as much as I can. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a great one. It's just so easy to give that to them. Sometimes I'll
yeah,
mail it to them too, though. If I can't find them, you know,
right.
I
Hmm.
do like the mailing to them is an option again. And I almost forgot that it was because I spent so much time sending letters to other people, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, so these are really awesome. I'm really glad that people are they did such a good job with making this world feel alive. So I'm just ready. I'm ready to get back in there, and I have to edit this, unfortunately, before I can. But I do really need to go in and start inviting some villagers because time is running low on that. And look at there. We made another very long episode of the podcast for everyone. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. Don't want the episode to end? Well, you can keep the conversation going by Nintendo switching over to our Discord. Just follow the link in the description, and you can talk with other people who love Animal Crossing as much as you do, including Sergio and me. Want to support the show in a bigger way and get your voice heard during the show? Visit patreon.com/ChewyPlaysNintendo. You can support our show with just $1, get special access to a secret room on Discord, join in on the Haken Islander Corner, and even read a monthly newsletter covering all things Haken and Chewy Plays. We really appreciate your support and put your money towards some great things on the show. Tuned in on YouTube, the comments are a great place to let us know your answers to the Haken Islander Corner. What is your favorite unexpected discovery or addition you've seen in the game so far? If you dig what you hear, please KK slide over to that review section on your platform of choice. Let people know what they're missing out on. And remember, you do need a 5-star rating to get that KK slider. Just kidding. Haken is a wild production brought to you by Chewy, Sergio, and all of our patrons. We thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.